All right, back here on SportsLine, your phone calls welcome, 737-7767. Anything you want to talk about in terms of Vandy, the Vols, the Titans, college basketball in full swing. We got Middle Tennessee State taking on Belmont, the Curb Events Center. We'll have highlights of that game for you over on News Channel 5 at 10. Also, Tennessee State, they are in action tonight, hosting Alabama State. Highlights of that game. The Lady Vols taking on Appalachian State. So plenty of college basketball to show you tonight. So again, make sure you click on over to News Channel 5 at 10 for the latest sports highlights and news. For now, back to the Titans taking on the Chiefs on Sunday in Arrowhead Stadium. It's going to be cold. Here's head coach Mike Mularkey speaking to the media after practice today.
Seen a situation where Jarrell, where he can, he's just got is it pain tolerance, more pain tolerance, or could he make it worse if it's not if it's not taken care of?
Oh, I think again, this whole team is a bunch of different people, players on it. That it's all. It's how they talk. It's just how they are. I mean, it's just everybody's different. So he felt better today. He did some things in individual, which is what the intent was, to ease him back into it. It was a good start. It's much better than it was last week.
Do you have to be careful with guys in the situation you're in? I mean, I'm sure Jarrell, Klug, guys like that are saying, I'm playing. You have to be more careful with them, given their mindsets?
Yeah, you do. I mean, you got to be smart about how you and these guys, they want to play. I mean, I think it was tough for Jarrell watching from the sideline the other day, that game, and Klug wants to go. I mean, he'd go if he, but you got to be smart. And again, we have time. It's Wednesday. It's late in the season. We'll be smart with them.
The streak of catching the ball, now 4 games. How much of that is Marcus, considering he's the one who was struggling early in the year and having the issues?
I think that's everybody is responsible, not just Marcus. Everybody has been responsible for taking care of the football, taking care of our football, and it starts with the quarterback, obviously, and he has done a better job. You can see him in the pocket. Some things he's improved on from early in the season, and even out of the pocket when he's carrying it. But everybody has been very good with it. They're all responsible.
What are the Chiefs doing so well that they've been able to get so many out this year?
Well, they're aggressive defense. I mean, not that ours isn't. They just they've been able to get more balls. They've got the interceptions they've had. They've been able to score 4 times with interceptions. They have a fumble recovery they've just been more opportunistic. It's not that they're playing any harder or any different than our guys. It's just they've had things go their way. The ball bounced their way more than us.
Anything you do differently in an extreme cold weather game?
Put more clothes on. Yeah, that's no. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. It's not. It's just. It's cold for everybody. I mean, I've been in cold games playing and coaching. It's cold on both sides.
Sometimes guys will go out there with short sleeves and an icy game, try to get a psychological advantage.
I think it is psychological. I think it's a mindset. I mean, you're going to be as cold as you want to be or as hot as you want to be. If you let that, it really can't play a factor into the game. I mean, I think I don't think it'll be a big deal. I don't.
How cognizant you have to be with Tyreek Hill to limit his opportunities in terms of not kicking it to him directly where he can get a good return?
Well, a lot of that depends on the offense. If we're efficient and drive the football and don't punt, that would be really one good way to keep it out of his hands. And there's been some teams, Atlanta, I think, punted once. New Orleans maybe punted once. I mean, that's the best way to keep it out is be efficient and offensive.
Cold affect any decision making when it comes to the kicking game?
Sure, it does. Yeah, it makes you manage the game much more. Yes.
They're moving Hill all around receiver-wise on offense.
Yeah, they move him. They're he's their get the ball in his hands, and so that's their nature of their offense. They have multitudes of personnel groupings, formations, shifts, motion, very similar to our offense. And they do a good job of scheming him.
How do you challenge Kelsey?
Big. I mean, big challenge. He's having a Pro Bowl year. He He's very good. Very. I said this morning to the team, he's very patient. You know, he doesn't rush a lot of things. He sets up a lot of his routes. And he's got a big body, and he makes a lot of contested catches.
Everybody talks about Alex Smith, game manager, game manager. Is that such a bad thing? Number one, if you're winning, and number two, he seems to make plays.
No, that's, you know, I said that again also. He has won a lot of football games. I mean, he doesn't get a lot of credit for his play, but he puts these guys in position to win games. I know the staff trust him, but he's won a lot of games. And, you know, and the offense they're in is the West Coast offense, and what they're doing, the quick passing game, that's been going on for a long time, and he runs it very well.
How much do you think the loss of Derek Johnson is going to affect their run defense in particular?
Oh, I'm sure it'll have an effect. I think more of his leadership. You know, he's all over the place. He's a great player, but I know that they have a lot of respect for how he does things. But with the magnitude of the game and where they're sitting and we're sitting, somebody will step up in there and play to the level that they have to play to keep that front pretty stout.
Was there anything in particular that, I guess, triggered the confidence that LaShawn Sims could hold up as well as he did Sunday in terms of throwing a fifth-round rookie who hadn't played a whole lot into maybe the most important game you had so far? Well,
that's why you come out here and you have training camp, you have OTAs, he gets plenty of opportunities out here, and he's shown that he can make some plays out here, and hopefully it transfers over to the field. And again, he's lacking experience, but he doesn't say a whole lot. He comes to work and he does exactly what we're asking him to do, and it showed up on Sunday for sure. He played very well.
You mentioned the magnitude of the game. How much do you obviously you've been going to 1 a week at a time approach, but how do you address it any differently this week?
No, it's again, it's the next game. I mean, for us, and it's an important game. I'm not making it any bigger for these guys than, I mean, I don't have to say something to these guys. I mean, they all know where we're at with it, so I don't try to compound the magnitude of it. This is a game we have to win, just like we had to. First game of the year, we had to win that game. I mean, they're all important games.
Part of the process of learning how to win as a team.
Yes, learning how to win in December in important games. Yeah, it's that's part of this process. I think that's everything. Every week has been a part of this process of learning something new.
So what you see in Mehdi, and is he maybe insurance in case guys that cannot go?
Yeah, I mean we're concerned about that. We got 2 D linemen today that didn't practice, and anytime you have that, you got to make sure you're handling it the right way with bringing up a young guy and getting him work today, starting today.
How's he been for you throughout on the practice squad?
He's hard to block. He doesn't. He goes 100 miles an hour every play, which is what we want.
I know the goal is to always play mistake-free football, but a little bit more against this team. It seems like they really capitalize on mistakes, whether it be defense, special teams, any little things really.
They do. They're that's the one thing. If you look at their statistics, they don't look very impressive. They're in the 20s in a lot of areas, and that's gives you a false sense. They're very disciplined. They don't make a lot of mistakes. I talk about complementary football. They play complementary football. They're all 3 phases score for them. But it's you can tell it's a well-coached football team, and very complementary how they play off of each other.
Third and long defense seems to kind of have been a weak spot maybe the last 4 weeks or so. Is it frustrating when you're getting stops on maybe 3rd and short, but teams are finding a way on 3rd and 6 plus to convert, and what's going on there?
Obviously execution, better, they've made some plays, again, not specifically knowing, the play, but it is frustrating because that is your objective, to get them in 3rd and long. It's the hardest to convert, but a lot of it's execution, but also we got to get you have more time to get to the quarterback, and teams are blocking us up more with protections, but we got to do a better job with that.
A team that's kind of just proven to know how to win games late. You look at their offensive ranking, defensive ranking, and they're not in the top 10 in either one, but they've won a lot of close games. How have they been able to do it?
I think I think they're second in the league in regards to games with 8 or fewer points. That says a lot about them. You know, it's not far off of the team we played a couple years ago. I mean, the same personnel, same coaches, same. I mean, they've been together for a while. They've learned how to win in a number of ways. So, you know, I think it's going to be a close game. We're both learning how to win them. We got to learn how to finish better than we've been.
Could that be the loudest stadium in the league?
It's up there. It's definitely up there. Seattle, Kansas City was right up there with them.
So it's important just to kind of get that crowd out quickly.
Well, you'd hope so, but you know, we opened up there 2 years ago, and that was a pretty loud crowd too. And so it's going to be a great environment for our guys. I think it's going to be a fun environment. I think you know, it's going to be a good learning lesson for this team to go into a place in December that's like a playoff atmosphere, and I don't think I think they'll be ready.
You were there in the preseason last year too. How much does the familiarity with them?
Well, we got basically the rosters turned half over, so it's not a whole lot of familiarity for this whole team or the staff. I mean, a lot of us have been there a number of times, played there on Monday night lots of times when I was in Pittsburgh. So it's a great environment.